Good morning, class. Welcome back for the next session of computer application for class 6. In the previous session, we have discussed about the syllabus of the first semester. I have told you that 4 chapters are going to come. First chapter, categories of computer and computer language. Chapter 2, file management, data organization. Chapter 3, word processor, tabular presentation, and chapter 4, word processor, mail merge. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the first 2 chapters, categories of computer and computer language, and file management and data organization. We have done the revision of these 2 chapters. And what else I have told you? I have told you about some points on which you have to focus. You have to focus on fill in the blanks, true and false, answer in one words, differentiate between question answers and right steps. These points you have to focus on. What you have to do is you have to learn the true and false, fill in the blanks, answer in one words and other book exercises. That though you have to learn. But the question answers can be formed in fill in the blanks, means small question answers can be converted into fill in the blanks, or points to remember, which is there at the end of the chapter, that can be converted. Multiple choice questions are there, yes, that can be converted into fill in the blanks, true and false, or answer in one word. I think you are understanding my point. Yes. Some options are there, write short note or describe the term, that can be asked in question answers. So now you cannot say that this question was asked in the book exercise in this way and in question paper it is asked in a different way. So you cannot say that, because your class is growing now. Yes, you are now in class 6th, and meanwhile be thorough with your chapter, because whatever the book exercises are being given, it is being given from the chapter itself. Yes, so if you will be thorough with the chapter, yes, if you go through the chapter thoroughly, then definitely all these points will be covered and there will be no confusion that whatever is asked and from where it is asked. Yes, so I hope you people are, this mindset is clear now, that which kind of questions can be asked in your exam. Well, now let's revise the next 2 chapters. Let's start with the third chapter. Third chapter was word processor, tabular presentation. So in this chapter what we have studied is how to insert a table, in our MS Word document. In MS Word document you get a plain sheet where you type your thing, you insert your figures and all. How to make data there in a tabular form, how to write data there in a tabular form, that we have learned in this particular chapter. Now I am quickly going to revise the main points or the topics which we have studied. Here maybe some points I can miss or whatever, but in my previous sessions I have already told you step by step and each step and each topic very clearly. Yes, I am just revising it. So this is the Word document. To insert a table we have to go to insert table. Now these were the options. Yes, either by dragging on the boxes you can insert the table, or by insert table option, or by draw table option. Yes, when you click on insert table you get some options to enter the number of rows and columns. By quick table there are so many options, you can opt any one of these, so that whichever is your required one you can enter. Convert in text into table, no text is there, that is why it is not highlighted, that also I have told you earlier. Now let's insert a table. Yes, then the next topic comes is how to enter data in a table. So first you have to click your mouse pointer there in that particular cell, and then with the help of tab you can move to the next cell, or with the help of arrow keys you can move within the among the cells. Yes, all those 4 arrow keys, up, down, right and left, you can move through. Yes, I'm just randomly and adding some data. This is just a random data, just to show you how to enter data in a table. So this is the data which I have randomly added. Now I'm just moving through with the help of arrow keys within the cells. Now how to select a cell? Go to the left side, your mouse pointer will change to the arrow, black arrow, and whole row to the completely left pane for a column on the top. Yes. Now if you want to select the cell inside, double click on it. Yes, column, click on the column, up. Yes, one more thing, when the thing is there outside the table, that layout and design option will not be available. When your cursor will be there inside, then only this design and layout option will be available. Now let's see how to insert rows and columns in the design table. Let's insert a column first. Wherever your cursor will be there to the left, it will be inserted. If I am choosing insert left, now wherever my cursor will be, insert right will insert a column on the right hand side. Now let's enter row. So let's have row. My cursor was there, up and down. You can see how I have done. Wherever, in whichever cell in your cursor will be there, it will be inserted. Now let's write some options or random thing there in the cell I am writing. Clear? I've just inserted some value. Now I'm just showing you how to select the 2 columns. With the help of control, you can do that thing. Yes, one column you have selected and then second column. Yes, I want to merge now this class, cell and section. So what I have to do, I have clicked on class, cell, I have selected that cell, and then I have dragged. Then I have dragged to select section also. Now I want to merge these 2 cells. So minimum 2 cells are required to be selected, then only merging will be done. Now you can see both the cells are merged. Yes. Now when your arrow becomes double sided, then you can move the height, change the height and column. Now I want to split this particular cell. Just suppose I want 2 rows, 3 columns, but signs and all, no, it became wrong. Now I have pressed Ctrl Z to remove this. To remove this, I have pressed Ctrl Z. I want this to be in 2 rows. I don't want 3 columns. I want 2 rows in this particular cell where science is written. I pressed my cursor there in science. Then I have clicked on split cell. I have changed number of columns to 1 and number of rows to 2. Okay. Now you can see that cell is divided into 2 rows. Now the row below I want to divide into 3 columns. Now split cell into number of columns I have made 3 and row is 1 only. Now that is divided into 3 columns. Let's enter some data. Science having 3 streams, right? Biochemistry and physics. Yes. So like this you can merge or split the cells. I hope this part is clear. Now let's this all things are clear. Now let's do the designing part. When your table is done, you can change the designing part according to your requirement. So many options are available there in the list. Yes. So according to your requirement, you can choose any one. You can choose the border. Yes, border and shading. Here are the textures or styles of border. Now let's change the color first. Orange I am choosing. You can choose any one. Now the width I am choosing. Yes. Now I want it all over. So what I have to choose? I have to click on all. Then click OK. You can see now all border is changed to orange and the thickness is also changed. Yes. Now let's say shading. My physics cursor is there in physics cell. Now I want to highlight any particular cell. Then what I can do? Shading I can change. Now let's change the shading of name. Cell where name is written. You can choose any color from the palette. Yes. According to your choice to highlight that particular cell. This part is clear? Yes. Now let's see the alignment. I have told you there are 9 types of alignment. Yes. I'm just changing the alignments and you can see how the text is, the position of the text is changing inside the cell. Yes. This very clearly I have told you in the previous session. I hope you people have seen that session. Those who are having system at home, I hope they are doing the practical also. When we will meet in school, definitely we will go for a practical session so that I can see what you people have understood. Now let's, all these things are clear I think now. Orientation also I have shown you. Now for formula, calculation in the cells, let me arrange some value. I am randomly adding some values again so that I can show you the example of how to insert function. Here I want the result, so I am removing the value. Meanwhile I am entering the values. You can add just the values, given values, so that you can find out that this function which I am entering is giving me the correct result or not. So here in this particular cell I want the result of 78 and 50. So it's showing some left. So from left side I want to add those two numbers. Yes, 128 I have got the value. Now let me change 50 to 60. Now I am not changing, I am not entering the value or any function there. What I have to do is I have to just select that value where the result was and I have to press F9. The value will change automatically. Clear? You don't have to insert the formula again. Now wherever you want the result, in whichever cell, there you have to click your mouse pointer and then you have to click on formula, and according to your requirement, from where you want the result to be done. If you want the above values to be added, so you have to write above. You have to add the values from left, so you have to write left. Clear? This also I have shown you in the previous practical session also. Yes, that's all the points almost we have covered. These were the important points. Yes. Now let's go to the next chapter. Let's quickly revise the next chapter, that is word processor mail merge. That is the last chapter of this semester. Now in this chapter we have studied two main parts. What were they? Main document and data source. With the help of these two parts only my mail merge can be done. Means you have to create two different parts. One is main document and second is data source. When these two different documents are being merged together, then merge document is done, and that is my final mail merge. That is my result after merging these two documents. What are these two documents? Main document and data source. Now how to merge? I'm going to show you now. And before starting the mail merge, the very first step which we have to follow is we have to create the main document. In the main document you can show your creativity. As creative you are, that much designer and beautiful that main document will be. If it is a invitation, if it is a formal one, then no problem. Yes, you can just simply write that content, body of the letter. In the previous sessions I have told you, in main document is what? The body of the letter. That's it. And in the data source we write the name of the recipient, address, phone number, contact details, and rest all the things there. Well, let's see how to do the mail merge. So for that I have created the main document. I have to go to mailing option. There in start mail merge I have to click on start mail merge, step by step mail merge wizard. It will open in the right pane. Now I am there on the step 1 of 6. There are basically 6 steps to complete my mail merge. I have to select which type of document I have to create. Letter I have selected. Now second step, select the document, starting document. I want the existing one which I am already, the current one which I am there on. Yes, I don't want anything else. I don't want a template, I don't want the existing or the previous document which I have created. I want this one only. Yes, after choosing I have to go to next, select recipient. Now here 3 options again are there in select recipient. Select an existing list, select from Outlook, or type a new list. So I have to type a new list because I don't have any list up till now. Click on create. Now here some options will be available. Some field names are there. You can see title, first name, last name, city. Yes, I hope it's clear. Yes, so many options are available. Now you have to enter all the details as per your requirement. Means just suppose what all details you want to merge in your main document. That all. Now all the lists are here. Just suppose you want to remove anyone, so what you have to do is you have to select that particular field name and you have to click on delete. I'm removing whatever I don't want. I hope it's clear. Yes, one by one I have to delete. You can change the position also of that particular field by clicking on move up or move down. I'm removing line 2, address line 2. I'm removing company name. Yes, delete. I don't want the title. Delete. Now all these options I have left. Click on OK. As soon as I will click on OK, only these options will be available in the list. Now you can see. Yes, now you have to enter the details of the recipients here. The first name of the recipient, the last name of the recipient, then address line, city and state, which all options I have opted. I'm just randomly entering some values. Here you can create this list and you can use it for future also, because you can have seen that option now, that use a existing list. So these lists you can use for future also, because whenever you are inviting some persons there for your any purpose, so basically your list remains almost same. Some names are added or some names are removed, but almost the names remain same. So the same list you can use again and again. Either you can, because this option is also available of adding and removing the recipient's name. So don't have to create the list again and again for each and every function, but you can use that same list again and again. I'm taking just 3 I have entered. I'm taking 4 values. For each entry you have to click on new entry, then only new record will be available where you can enter your record. Now here column wise same kind of data is entered, means in columns same kind of data is entered, and in row is a record. A row is a record, means a detail of a one person, a detail of single person, all the details is there in a row. So that particular thing is known as record, and column is known as the detail of one type. Now my thing is done. I have clicked on OK. When you will click on OK, it will give you the option to save it. I am writing, giving a name to it as birthday list. You can give any name. I am creating an invitation for birthday, so I am giving it birthday list. Click on save. Now you can see all these fields are there in birthday list.mdb, mdb Microsoft database. Yes. Now from here tick marks are there, whichever you don't want to include, that you can untick. That particular thing will not be included, that particular recipient will not be included. Clear? If you want to do any kind of change, that also you can do here. Click on OK. Now next, write your letter. You don't have to write your letter actually. Here you have to give the place where you want to insert your fields. These were the fields where I want to insert these fields. Here just suppose wherever your cursor will be there, that particular field will be inserted. I am making some space for it. Here my cursor is, here I want to insert. You have to click on more items there from the option. First name I have opted, insert. Yes, you can see here first name is inserted. Now I want to give some space, so close, and now change the position of your cursor. I have given some space. Now again I have to click on more items. Last name selected, click on insert. Last name is inserted. Yes. Yes. Now again more items. What was left? Address line 1. In the next line I want, wherever in the position of that document you want, there is where you can insert, place your cursor and you can insert that particular field. Now city. Again on more items, state. Yes, done. Now still if you want to change the position of them, that also you can do. Here by mistake I have typed 2 times last name, inserted 2 times, one I am removing. Still you can change the position of the fields which you have entered. I have removed one. Now I will go to next, preview my letters. Preview your letters. Now you can see first name last name was there. Now it is changed from the data which I have entered there in the list. Yes. Now here you can see the arrow keys. I can scroll between the recipients. Recipient 1, 2, you can see the number is changing. Yes. and the name is also changing. As the number is changing, name is also changing. It is showing the record number. Recipient 1, recipient 2, recipient 3. I have taken 4, so 4 names are being displayed one by one. Yes. If it will be 10, it will be 100, it can be 1000. So it will show one by one. Yes. I think this part is clear. Yes. Here you can edit the individual letter if you want. If you want to do anything particular change in any individual letter. Now here in the last step you can print or edit any individual letter. Yes, this was the last step. If you want to print it as a hard copy, that also you can do with the help of this last step. Now click on close. Yes, as all these options were available in the window wizard. Yes, merge wizard. The same thing is there on the ribbon also. With these arrow keys you can move between the recipients. You can see the number is changing and the names are also changing according to the records which we have entered there in the table. Which table? Birthday list.mdb. Yes. Here finish merge and merge option is also there. There the drop arrow is there, that you can see. Same options are available here also. So you can opt all these options from any of the place according to your requirement. I hope all these points are clear. Yes, this all was regarding mail merge. Now let's talk about the summer assignment of this semester. Yes, summer assignment. This will be available there on our official website of our school. But let's discuss, because I want to tell some important points regarding your summer assignment. So there will be 2 questions there in your summer assignment. First will be write short note on the following topics. These 4 topics you have to write some short notes. First one is e-commerce, then e-shopping, then e-banking, and then e-ticketing. All these terms are very common nowadays, right? So I'm giving you a bit of hint of all these points. What is e-commerce? Whenever you do any kind of trading with the help of, or any kind of business with the help of internet, then it is known as e-commerce. Then e-shopping, online shopping, everybody have heard about. So any kind of shopping when you do using internet, that is known as e-shopping. So many websites are available, right, for e-shopping, Flipkart, Amazon, and many more. I'm just giving you an example. Then e-banking. E-banking is the concept of being cashless. Yes, means whenever you do the transaction by the means of internet, any work related to bank or your money which is there in your bank, when you do any kind of transaction using internet and your account, bank account and internet, any kind of transaction is being done, that thing is known as e-banking. Yes, you don't have to go for a for bank and be there in line and do the work. Bank is there on your doorstep in your phone or your laptop using internet. So that is e-banking. Then next is e-ticketing. In e-ticketing, whenever, here also the same concept like e-banking is there. You don't have to go to railway station and take a counter ticket. You don't have to be there in line for hours and to get a ticket. You can do the reservation using internet there on your laptop, on your phone, or whatever devices you people are using. Using internet, you can do that reservation. Either it is of railway, either it is of airways. Nowadays, the e-tickets are booked for movies also online. Yes, so all these things, any kind of reservation which you are doing or any kind of ticket which you are buying using internet, that is known as e-ticketing. I hope all these points are clear. And all these points are available there in your book itself in chapter number 10. You can take the help of the book also, or if you want you can use internet also. Yes. And the second question which will be the part of the summer assignment is explain the use of email address by giving some example. First you have to explain what is email address, yes, how it is made, then what is the use of it, why the email addresses are used, and some examples you have to give. Some example like anamika@gmail.com. I'm just giving you an example. So all these points are there, means all this summer assignment you can do. All this summer assignment you can do with the help of your book also, and you can take the help of internet also. Yes. Now one more point very important, that all the summer assignment where you have to do is you can do it in your test copies which is provided from the school side. You can use, if you are not having the new ones, no problem, you can use the old ones also. And we will use the same summer assignment copy for the class test also. Yes, as soon as we will meet, I will ask for your summer assignment copies, and after correction we will use the same summer assignment copies for the class test also. Then all those questions which are been given as a summer assignment, please don't make it too lengthy. Don't write too lengthy answers, not of 2 pages, 3 pages. Maximum 1 page is enough. And yes, no printed material will be allowed. You cannot take out the printout from the internet and paste there in the copy. No, you have to write it by your own. You can, as I have told you, you can take the help of your textbook, internet, or any other source if you want. I hope all the points are clear related to summer assignment and all the topics and chapters which we have studied, and all the points on which you have to focus so that you can prepare well for your examinations. So the notes are available there on our official website. The summer assignment will be also available there on our official website. Yes. Till then, when we meet, be safe at your homes. Take proper care of yourself. Thank you.